Hi, I'm Janet Turner, and this is my story. Perry and I and our girls, Sarah and Abby, are adopting a little girl from China. And I guess Perry and I have we've always said that someday we would probably adopt. We're older, we've had children, and the thought of having more just didn't excite me in terms of going through that pregnancy again. But we just always felt like there was more room for more kids in our family, and so it was one of those things, kind of on the back burner, someday. And the girls every now and then would say, "Mom, when can we adopt a little girl? Or can we go to the orphanage?" Or just randomly. And one day, we had just left church and we were talking about Diet and her sweet girls, and that just really touched us. We thought, how awesome. What a change she has made in those girls' lives, and what a wonderful thing she's done, and what a wonderful thing they've done for her. I mean, that family is incredible. So we were talking about them, and that night, actually, I got a Facebook message from a very old friend of mine who had just adopted a little girl from China. And I said, Perry, I think it's time for us to decide. Is this something that we're always going to talk about, or are we going to do it? And he said, I agree. What do we do? What's the steps? And so I got online to see if there was any information meetings coming up, and sure enough, Lifeline had a meeting. I think it was like the following Thursday. It was that week. I called, I got a babysitter, we went to the meeting, and we met just wonderful people, all at the same stage. We were most at the same stage. We were at just, okay, are we going to do this? Are we not going to do this? How do you do it? Is it even possible, because it's kind of overwhelming. And we left there with a total peace, like we were about to have another child. So cool. We didn't really struggle. I think a lot of families struggle with where do you adopt from, or if you don't have a certain pull from a certain place. We never had that. We just we felt like it was China. The parameters of how you adopt from China really fit our family in terms of how old a child will be, what the process is like, what the needs of the children will be when you get them. And so we just started down the path. We're going to adopt from China, and we're going to adopt a little girl. I guess we were about 7 months into the process, and I got one of those emails with kids on it, and there was a little girl on there who Perry and I both just felt very strongly about. We didn't pick her, so I kind of... So there was a little girl in there that we just, we both felt strongly about, and we asked for her file and got more information on her. Her file name, not her real name, but her file name was Gracie, and our daughter's name is Grace, middle name is Grace. And it turned out Gracie had a very serious heart condition, and we just ultimately decided that she was probably going to be too much for our family to handle, given we had small kids, and we just thought there was probably a better family for her. But we had requested a video to see her. They said that her favorite activity was playing outdoors, and so we wanted to see what that really meant for this child, and we had requested a video. And so in the meantime, we decided it's probably not going to be a match. And I called the agency to say, I think that we're going to need to let her go. And she said, well, I want you to wait until you get the video, just to be sure. And I said, okay, we can do that. So the next day we got the video of her, and she was precious. But we still knew that we just couldn't do it. So, but anyway, there was a video of her, but then there were 3 other videos attached to that video of a different little girl. And so when I called the agency, I said, that's not going to match. But I have a question, who's this other precious little girl in these videos? And she said, well, her file name is Cammy, and we just put her on the list yesterday, and her special need is mild cerebral palsy. I said, okay, I think we need to put her on hold, and that's how we found her, and we named her Mollie. And my aunt, my dad's sister, had cerebral palsy, and her name was Mollie. So we chose a family name, as we did for our other girls, and it also is significant because of the Mollie, my Aunt Mollie. Her whole life has been in China, and we don't know if she's always been in the orphanage, or if I have reason to think that she was been in foster care some, so she does know what a family is, but she doesn't know what forever is, and we have to teach her that. I think a lot of people are fearful. People are fearful for us, and people don't think about adoption as an option for themselves because they're fearful. And I'm part of a really great group of women who are all adopting from China, some of whom have already adopted and are adopting again. And I think what I've learned from them, and what I've always tried to do too, is if you're afraid of something, maybe that's what you need to do. If you feel called to do something, and even if you're gripped by fear, you just take the steps and God will get you through it. And certainly there's fear. It's life-changing. We're about to change our lives, our kids' lives, and this little girl's life forever. But what a miracle. I'm just really excited about bringing her to Discovery and introducing her and just letting her feel the love here. I mean, Perry and I go to church here because we feel it's just a community. We've always felt that from the very beginning. We just knew it's home and people care for each other here. And so I think she's going to be overwhelmed by the love of this family. And it's just going to be really neat to see that, and to see everybody love her and teach her and help